All right, Shalom. This is Harawan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harakat Kodash, Mama. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and Shalom to Akim, Nagwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, you see a lot of the prophecies are kicking off right now. One of the main stages that they're in right now is this war. All right, wars and rumors of wars, and this is actual war, not a rumor. And now they're moving into the realm of tactical nukes. All right, not the ICBMs per se, but the not the intercontinental ballistic missiles yet, but they're focused on tactical nukes. All right, let's look at the word tactical real quick. Okay, just real quick. It says tactical nuclear weapon. It says, or non-strategic nuclear weapon is a nuclear weapon which is designed to be used on a battlefield in military situations, mostly with friendly forces in proximity and perhaps even on contested friendly territory. So basically, it says here, what does a tactical nuke do? It says it's less powerful than strategic nuclear weapons. All right, so they may move from tactical nukes into strategic nukes and then ultimately ICBMs. Tactical nuclear weapons are intended to devastate enemy targets in a specific area without causing widespread destruction and radioactive fallout. And you know, Russia got that vacuum bomb. They got that vacuum missile, man, where it just explodes over a certain city or area without even touching the ground. And it causes so much heat that it evaporates everything under it. And that's an old one for them. That's nothing new. All right. So they're moving into the realm of tactical nuclear weapons, man. And once the first one get launched off, all these nations gonna start using tactical nukes, especially America. But you had this guy Zelensky. This guy Zelensky over there in Ukraine calling for a nuclear strike on Russia from NATO, all right, and America being the spearhead for NATO. Well, we already know that's prophecy, man. Right? We at the stage where this war is gonna go hot, and they're not gonna be able to fight through proxies anymore. After a while, you know. Soon it's gonna be head-on war with Russia and America. And they already moved away from this whole pandemic a little bit. They use it whenever they want now. But the card that they got on the table is Putin. The threat of nuclear war. All right, to strike fear into the people, more control. All right. Now it says here, Zelensky demands all-out nuclear war. And this guy Zelensky, right here on the right, he was an actor before they voted him into office. I think those people over there are Nazis, man. So that's what Russia really going at, the Nazis, the Nazi regime. And NATO trying to join Ukraine to NATO. Or, you know, Ukraine wanting to join to NATO now. All right. So yeah, let's get into it real quick. Let me get some scripture. Revelations 1:3. Blessed is he that readeth. So if you've read this word and you ate the roll, ate this roll as the Lord said, you know, this book, It says, what? You're blessed. All right, especially the Lord dealing with you to understand it. And they that hear the words of this prophecy, all right, so the ones that read it and the ones that hear it and accept it, the words of this prophecy, man, to be enchanted with the spirit of truth. Blessed is he that readeth, man. See, we're blessed. And they that hear the words of this prophecy, man. Meaning prophesied, basically to say before. And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand, man. See, the time is at hand. What time? The time of Esau's downfall, the time of World War III, the time of judgment, the time of salvation for Israel, and 2/3 for their destruction. All right, for the Lord to render his vengeance. Let me get this real quick. Jeremiah 50:41. It says, behold, a people come from the north, and a great nation, right? And this happened, scripture say, there's no new thing under the sun. And the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning today. So the things that happened became scripture. Jeremiah, then Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel, all the prophets of old, all the kings that fell, Jehoiakim, Zedekiah, and all them. They became part of the scripture, all right? So these things happen so we can learn from it and see how the Lord, Yahweh, is controlling everything. And how he can deliver us in the midst of this. How he can deliver us from the midst of fire. Same way he delivered Jeremiah. So this is all out nuclear war about to happen soon. They're heading that direction, man. All right? And they're being led into it by NATO. Let me see this real quick. All right, this is let me get this real quick. Make sure I got the right one. All right, Revelations 20:17. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. All right, Satan represents Esau, especially those elites over there. All right, Temanites. And you got a lot of Temanites over here in America as well. That's where they really stem from, Teman. All right, but ultimately they're Edomites. All right, the word Satan just goes back to contender, adversary. They hope to build their new world order, a pagan, satanic system on this earth, on top of the one they already built. So they're making them adversaries to Yahushua. All right, so they've been loosed out of their prison. And the Lord had them he had the keys to hell and death and loosed them out of their prison. All right, around 1266 AD, 12th century, right before the Renaissance and the rising up of the Ottoman Turks that took back Constantinople and the Western Roman Empire and reestablished it, called the Rebirth, Renaissance. And then it says here, and shall go out to deceive the nations. See, that's what they're doing. They deceive. Look at these idiots. Look at Putin, man, and Zelensky. They don't even know why they're mad at each other. It's just the Most High controlling them, the heart of the kings, boy. And the Most High is using these elites, Edomites, to deceive, just like the Lord used America. He said America is the cup. the Most High used America as a golden cup that made all the world drunken. So he's using these Edomites to do this. And shall go out to deceive the nations. See? Deception in there. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are gathered in the four quarters of the earth. See? The four quarters of the earth, or which would be like the four parts of the earth, which would be the north, east, west, and south. So they gathering all over the earth. It says what? Gog and Magog. That goes with Ezekiel 38. Russia. Right? Over there in near Ukraine, all them troops gathering that. And over in what they call the Middle East. Gog and Magog. All right? The Kremlin, Russia. Eurasia against Western Asia. The West. To gather them to the battle, man. See, they're being gathered to the battle. And the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. And it says here, so yeah, let me get back to the point. So they're being deceived into this war. All right. Jeremiah 50 and 41, because that's why everything Russia say don't do, and they put a red line there, NATO crosses that line using America or proxies. They cross that line, and now they'll pressure Russia and say, you better not do this. Then they'll force them to do it. So they're pressuring Russia into using nukes, and they're saying at the same time, you better not use them, because America said they're going to destroy all of Russia's army in the sea and in Ukraine. Like, all right, so they're poking the bear. Jeremiah 50 and 41. Behold, a people shall come up from the north. Originally, this was Nebuchadnezzar that was going to be brought up against Jehoiakim and Zedekiah, all right, for 586 BC for us to be exiled from that land. But now it's prophetic, and it fits Cyrus, you know. But this is prophetic, talking about today. All right, all the scriptures can fit. Most of them can fit today. The end time prophecies. All right, so that's what this represents now. Jeremiah 50 and 41. Behold, a people shall come up from the north, a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel. So today the bow and the lance, the bow represents the missile silos that they use to shoot missiles, or they move them around them little trucks or whatever they call it, Sarmats and shit. You know, and the lance, which is today the modern day weapon, the guns. They are cruel. They are cruel, and will not show mercy. They ain't showing no mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array. And ultimately, going to be those missiles. It says, like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon, that's America. All right? So, ultimately, it's going to be those missiles that they're going to send over here. They're going to be put in array, meaning in formation against this place. They're going to form those missiles with AI technology and the algorithm, and all of them will set up a grid and destroy America, all these nations. The king of Babylon, and whoever the king is will be the president. The king of Babylon have heard the report. How they hear the report? Through the media, right? Of them. and his hands wax feeble. So they're gonna be afraid. Right now, you don't see the president afraid. They say, yeah, Putin's not joking. But it says what? His hands shall wax feeble. You know, they get weak. All right, so that means all his power, all their plans is gonna break down. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as a woman in travail. It's gonna happen. All right. Let me get to the point. This is 45. It says, therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, that he have taken against Babylon. So the Lord has taken this counsel against this place, America. And his purpose that he had purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. And the modern day Chaldeans today would be the banking elites. And this is their land, what they consider to have developed a system over here from Spain. You know, and ultimately established with Britain, and France and Spain. So now, it says, surely, what surely? Why? Because this is going to happen. The Lord's words are faithful and true. Surely, the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of what flock? The Edomites. The least of what flock? These nations, these world powers like Russia, China, America, Iran, they all being drawn out into the wars, especially by NATO. So surely the least of the flock, people like Zelensky, Ukraine, smaller countries that can be annexed to a major country through the threat of destruction and war. So surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. All right, so they're going to draw them out into the war. He said, yeah, man, if Zelensky's calling demands an all-out nuclear war, and if they strike Ukraine with a tactical nuke, America said they're going to respond, and NATO said they're going to respond with mutual destruction. You know, if not more. So it's going to get worse and worse, man. This thing is heating up. We're in the time of prophecy, time of deliverance, the time when everyone should fear. So it says here, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, man. Is this not happening right now? Look at Taiwan. The Lord is using these smaller nations to draw out these major nations. Look at Japan. Look at Greece and Turkey. India. Right? So Africa, look at them talking about war. Then you got America right there, just got their hand in everything, man. But it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So they're going to be drawn out. They can keep hiding, stand in the background, but they're going to be drawn out into this war. Because they need a war. America wants a war. Not, America, but the leaders. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay? At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. So they're going to hear it through the media. When Russia finally said they're going to take this place down. All right? They're all trying to avoid it because they know that's it. Doomsday. So yeah, man, they're going to be drawn out into this war, and that's just it. They can't stop it from happening. It's part of prophecy.